Hey folks, this is Wistful Deal here, and I want to get my feelings to the point and across with this video here because I cannot get this off my mind. I've been having this all day since from work today, and I've had it since yesterday too and everything. I can just not get this off my mind, and I really want to talk about it and talk about my great concerns and everything. Now, I don't like making videos like these, and this is more of a last minute resort kind of deal that I try to do at least because I hate venting to you folks, but it overall helps me in the long run and everything, and just helps me get some frustration out when making an event on Discord, an event channel and a server or whatever isn't enough or whatever, or even wrestling within myself through thoughts or whatever, isn't enough, trying to not worry about it. But if you folks don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about Sora 2. Yeah, Sora 2. If you don't know what Sora 2 is, what it basically is that it's this new AI video model software or something like that, from what I could recall, program or service, something like that. It's this new AI video program, whatever, right? I don't know exactly how it exactly quite works. I don't know if you need prompts or whatever or something like that through text. Also, yeah, I do have a beanie now because I had to get one for the winters, and I figured it's about time I get one because it gets pretty chilly here from where I am. So, yeah, and when I'm shoveling snow or whatever. So yeah, just another one for my collections. I got like five of these right here, as you can see. So this is the sixth one. But yeah, anyway, getting back on main topic here is Sora 2 is a new AI video model thing, whatever, that you can make videos on and everything. And I've been seeing this everywhere on YouTube with shorts and everything. Now there's some that are like, funny and really dumb and everything, and there's it's it's goofy, but to think long term of it, it's pretty damn scary. What makes Sora 2 so scary, and what makes me so disheartening of it and so triggered by it per se, whatever, flustered, is that it is super realistic. And not only that, but it is very hard now to really determine what's actually AI and what's not AI. It's getting pretty damn scary, folks. Now obviously, if you think logically on it, right, it still isn't fully perfect, or if you think logically on it, then okay, yeah, that's kind of has to be AI. Like I've seen like a bunch of these like clip things too. Like for instance, there's one of John F. Kennedy, yeah, JFK, the president from the '60s or whatever. Well, he's up there, and the video is like insane. Like it has like the audio from the '60s, the freaking filter of the '60s, whatever. And there's this one clip I saw earlier, like this morning, whatever, where he's like, "Wolf, wolf, wolf, on my dog, wolf, 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 wolf," and I don't know, Secret Service or whatever. It's like, "Mr. President, chill," and he's all, "No, I'm not gonna chill. I'm a dog, wolf, wolf," and he gets up, I guess, and I don't know, he flips the stand thing, whatever, I guess. And then, that's obviously kind of a bit silly, if you think logically on it, because, okay, obviously, JFK is obviously dead, he was assassinated, Or another one, well, there's a body cam footage of a police officer pulling over Adolf, or something. There's another one of, like, I don't know, some Indians or whatever afraid of, being clean or whatever. So, wait, did anyone wash their hands? No, no. Okay, thank God. there's some. Oh, jeez. There's some really diabolical dumb ones that did get me a good chuckle and everything, off of me. There's some really funny ones. But here's where the scary thing lies. And it's something that I said before previously last year on my video about AI and stuff and everything. Is that this stuff can easily this stuff can easily be weaponized. And what I mean by that, I don't mean like in terms of like literal weapons, but in terms of turning a different view on and stuff and everything. It also just seems kind of a bit deceiving to use dead people or whatever. Like, don't get me wrong, there's still some goofy ones or whatever. Like, there's a couple of them of Stephen Hawking, the scientist that had Lou Gehrig's or whatever. He's always in a wheelchair because he has to and he has that computer thing, whatever. There's like clips of him on a wheelchair and he's racing in the racetrack and he like beats first place or whatever. And the narrators or the I don't know, the sports talkers or whatever, I guess. That's how I would kind of call it. The sports talkers that are like, whoa, who is that? That's Stephen Hawking. He just beat it in first place. No, wait, he's on a wheelchair. Like they talk realistic. This is purely AI too, and like how they talk like it's, a legitimate thing or whatever. Like, but wait, that doesn't make any sense. He's on a wheelchair. Don't think about it too much, Bob. He's Stephen Hawking. He's a scientist. He knows what he's doing. Like that whole realistic kind of thing. Or what about Ash from Pokemon getting arrested because he caught illegal Pokemons? It shows Pikachu in the background in some cage or dog can, whatever. Or something. Oh, jeez. And Ash is like, I didn't know those were illegal. I didn't know those Pokemons were illegal. Please. And the cop's like, okay, all right, well, we're going to have to detain you. Hey, stop right there. There's like a bunch of them of like body cams and stuff where, there'll be like, I don't know, yeah, Gandalf from Lord of the Rings or something. Or freaking, I don't know, just 47, just like, and it's like his cold stone, whatever, and the cops will be like, sir, sir, hello, I'm talking to you, sir. And then 47, Agent 47 from Hitman will just be like, they'll be like an animal or whatever, be like, please step out of the car. Wait, is that a dog? Or wait, is that a cat? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. And then the car drives off, whatever. Like, hey, and try to get to them. My overall point is that despite some silliness and stuff and everything, what really freaks me out with all of this is how realistic this all is. And it's just, I don't know, it just really creeps me out. And I feel like, personally, Sora 2 must be shut down. I forgot the creator's name or whatever, but I absolutely despise him. He says it's for, creativity or whatever here and stuff. I just see it as a perfect way of misinformation, honestly. Because, like, really think on it, like, folks can easily weaponize this. There's already a bunch of, Logan Paul, Jake, one of the two twins, I can't even remember them, nor do I care much for them. But there's Logan or Jake Paul doing, I don't know, a makeup tutorial, or they'll be like having a crash out at a fast food restaurant, whatever. He's like, no, I told you I have this. And he's like all in pink glitter or whatever. He's got like a big poofy purple coat, snow coat or whatever. Just something kind of goofy like that or whatever. And there are some things we can honestly tell, okay, that's gotta be AI, obviously. But it's at a point well, it's really hard to even tell. And honestly, if it wasn't for the little watermark that, like, zips over, appears, across that said video or whatever, I probably would not even be able half the time if it was. Obviously, to some parts it would be. Like, I look over and it's like, okay, that's Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Okay, this has to be AI. Okay, that's Fluttershy, whatever, driving, I don't know, a BMX or whatever. There's Hawking again. There's Stephen Hawking at the X Games, Like, honestly, if you think on some of it, then it's like, okay, that has to be AI. Because obviously, Stephen Hawking sadly died. It was like back in 2017 or whatever. JFK is dead. If you think logically on some of this, it's still like, okay, there's still that silver lining of like, okay, this is AI. This has to be, AI. But that's the thing, is that it's so realistic now that the fact that it's hard to really tell if it's AI or not is an immediate red flag and a scary story to me. And it's not so much on the funny, goofy memes like what we're seeing everywhere, at least what I am, with, with the Indians not trying to be clean or use deodorant or whatever. Oh, jeez. It's diabolical, and it's just funny, too, honestly. There's, like, one clip of an Indian who's like standing on land, and there's like three other Indians with life jackets on, like they're like on a boat or whatever, and the Indian is like, "Oh, if you want to live in this country, I need to spray you down with deodorant," and how they're like, "No, no, no, we don't want no deodorant. How dare you?" And they sell off or whatever. Oh no, it's stupid. It's funny saying it out loud, honestly, but it's it's overall freaky at the same time too, personally, because it's exactly what I said before, where folks can easily weaponize this and everything. And it's not just about, the funny memes or whatever, or jokes or whatever. It's more so on how this can actually happen and stuff and everything. Like how folks can use this as, a weapon and stuff and everything. It's a very scary thing. Like imagine, like, forget about the whole freaking state ID, whatever, and your ID getting hacked or whatever. Now they can just probably, like even in this video here, whatever, show a security footage or whatever of you quote doing something, and it's like really you in a sense or whatever. It's AI video, whatever, but since they put you in the prompt or whatever, it's actually quote you when it really isn't. That's scary and everything. And I don't care if there's a freaking watermark that's bouncing around in the video, appearing and disappearing. Like, this shit just needs to be shut down. It immediately needs to be shut down. It's not about the fun and games, it's about information here and everything. And that's the overall most scary thing to me here, folks. It's getting harder and harder to know, at least to me, to know what's true and what's not true and everything. And the fact that there's something like this here now already is anxiety inducing. I'm not kidding. I had a pretty bad anxiety attack, last night. A silent, stealthy one. I didn't, freak out or anything, but I was wrestling with myself last night. I had a hard time sleeping because I could not get this off my mind, and like I said, I made a post, whatever, on one of the Discord servers that I'm in and everything, and kind of talked about it and everything. It just feels so discouraging and disheartening. It's just, I don't know, man. It just feels like the world is slowly fading away and dying, and it's just that the fact that something as silly as this, even when it comes close to it, is more of like jokes and stuff than anything, just kind of shows the downfall that we've really hit and everything, and I feel like it's just something that shouldn't even be a thing. It's not about how good something is. It's about information and everything, And it's gonna get to a damn point to where you can't trust anything on the internet, And hell, it might even already be like that at this point, whatever, AI is taking over everything, It really is. There's freaking AI music, there's AI, of course there's AI videos, but there's AI this, AI that. There's just AI everywhere, and I am so tired of seeing it. And the fact that there's Sora 2 now with this stuff, makes me really unhappy. It really discourages me. And not only that, we also got ChatGPT 6 that's going to be coming around next year, which they said, I forgot, I can't remember the company's name or the CEO's name, whatever the hell his name is, right? But he's like saying how they want to improve on it because ChatGPT 5 was such a, I don't know, disappointment, whatever. So they had to throw in patches or whatever, though. But apparently they want ChatGPT 6, and of course they freaking do. It's going to happen anyway. They got the money, they got the funding, and more than enough people are crying about it now to have it happen or some shit. But they want ChatGPT 6, 6.0 or whatever, to be way more human like and everything, and to have it be more of like an actual person kind of thing rather than it saying I'm a software, have it say I'm da 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 whatever, your personal friend whatever, like freaking Jarvis from Iron Man or something. Like how far do we need to go for AI? I mean, really, I'm not worried about AI taking my job or anything. I'm not worried about AI being sentient. I'm just worried about what information can I trust? That's what I'm the most concerned of right now, more than anything. Because of course it's gonna happen. More people want AI and stuff and everything. It seems, at least that's from what I'm seeing. And freaking, the funding is, these companies are throwing in millions and billions of dollars into this stuff because it's just easier to have AI do it, or to have AI, do the job instead of actual human beings and stuff. And it just really discourages me. I really feel like Sora 2 must be shut down. Now, with all this in mind and said and everything, I'm not saying AI needs to be completely shut down, because there are some benefits with AI, okay? There are some, good benefits here and everything. Well, for instance, AI can actually help people. For instance, not just with like, needs or health or whatever, but with projects and stuff as well. A good prime example of this, and this is pretty much a positive here, a net positive for me here, is that Gemini helped me with my Stage Zero project. Yes, Gemini, the Google Gemini that you go to, whatever, or if you can go into AI mode, whatever, Gemini by Google. That robot actually helped me with my Stage Zero and everything. It didn't like do it for me or anything, but like it gave me the tips and kind of knowledge tools on where to go. I would basically say, hey, I got this project here that I'm working on here and everything, and it helped me come up with some of the songs, helped me with, this and that and everything. I would say, hey, I'm doing this from Band Labs and everything, so keep in mind. And it's like, okay, cool. Now, it wasn't perfect because there'll be times where it's like, use this instrument, and I'm like, I don't have that instrument in Band Labs, or it's locked or whatever, and I'm not going to pay for the premium subscription or whatever. And it would say, okay, well, maybe try this as an alternative. AI's really is good with that, at least with Gemini. And so yeah, thank you, Gemini, for Stage Zero of all the leaps of every decay. And speaking of my project, I got my Stage Zero in the works and currently working towards and everything. So that's definitely a huge plus. And that was definitely very much nice, instead of having to look for someone to help me out, or just to look it on somewhere online or whatever. I just had Gemini help me out, which was a huge plus. So thank you, Gemini. Shout out to Gemini Google for helping me out with my project, and may continue to. But that's kind of the thing. I don't want this video to be just a hatred towards AI or anything, because AI can be good in some cases. What really matters is how you use AI and what interpretations you use it of. And sure, with some, diabolical jokes here and there, some goofy stuff. It can be a great time or whatever, honestly, or some horror, whatever. As long as we have a clear understanding that it's freaking AI, as long as the folks don't get rid of that watermark, because God forbid if they do that, then, oh man, what is this video even real? Kind of thing. But like, it's more on how you directly use it. It's the exact same thing of how I feel with, guns in a sense, gun law, whatever. The gun itself isn't necessarily bad. It's whoever the shooter is, whoever the person is behind the gun, use it is. Are you gonna use it to, hunt for, game in a sense or whatever, and find clothing or food? Or are you gonna use it to take revenge? It's that kind of thing. It's a double 50-50, two sides of a coin, whatever, in a sense. So I don't want to make you folks to think that AI is bad. Like, it's mostly bad, but there are some good and benefit things. But when you get to the point to where it's really hard to tell what's real and not real, and when you kind of get this whole, at least I do, this whole model thing of people not really caring if it's real or not, or if AI love or whatever, God forbid, that's when stuff really gets kind of scary and freaky to me, honestly. And I really feel like we're at a point now to, well, it's too good. We're too grand of it. And we must put a stop to it. We must shut it down, because before you know it, folks already can't really tell too much of what's real and what's not real. I bet you, sweet cheeks or whatever, I bet you if my own grandmother, one of my own grandmothers or grandfathers, right, that are still alive, if I showed some of this AI stuff through Sora 2, whatever, I bet you they won't even be able to even tell if it's, AI or not, because it's just that good. I remember I remembered showing my grandpa one time years ago before he passed, one of my grandparents, my grandfathers, a video I made, and he's like, "Is this live?" I'm like, "No, it's a YouTube video. It's a gameplay video." And as he was thinking of it, as he was looking at it closely, I was playing Mafia 2, and he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. I can kind of see that, and that's kind of the thing that I'm thinking of, but even more drastic with these, types of videos here or whatever. Well, it's like, holy crap, Stephen Hawking really participated in the WWE, and he actually won with his wheelchair, and the freaking, I don't know, the freaking, news talkers or whatever, the reporters are like, "Wow, that's amazing! He just took down whatever with his freaking wheelchair. I have never seen anything like it, Bob." The whole realistic thing of like it being so good. That's what's the most scary to me. And I think that's mainly why it needs to be shut down. Or if anything, put a law in place, a permanent thing in place by saying this video is made by AI, forcefully, with force, or at least have the watermark forcefully be there. We need to have some form of silver lining between what's AI and what's not AI. Because if we don't, then it's going to get to a point to, well, could we even trust of what's AI and not AI? And it's not so much at looking at it closely like, okay, there's no freaking way that the cop really just pulled over Scooby-Doo, right? And Shaggy, whatever. Those are fictional characters. Or, okay, there's no freaking way that they just pulled over Gumball Watterson or something. That kind of deal. Like, obviously, no shit, they're fictional characters. But, like, more so on, stuff that seems realistic or whatever. Like a 1930s or 40s, I don't know, news talk or whatever. Just like, and make it seem like this was a secret thing all the way back from the 50s, but they never told you about it till now. Here's the footage, and it's like that or whatever. We need a silver lining to, well, we need to really know if it's AI or not. Because if we don't, then it's not just about the lines getting blurred. It's about being able to trust and to know what information we're receiving, and knowing if that information is actually facts and actually real, or if it's just a deep fake. It's just AI shit, nothing to worry about. That's what's the most scary thing. And the fact that the companies here, these billionaires and shit, are pushing so hard for this to come and everything, that are pushing so hard for AI powers and stuff and everything, just really discourages me. It really makes me feel like I have an only certain matter of time before, I too give in to the matrix of the system or whatever, and just give in or whatever, in a sense, whatever, because it's a train that must be stopped, folks. We have to put the brakes on it. But I'm only in the caboose or whatever. I'm only in the one of the train carts. I'm not at the actual engine. The train's just gonna keep going and going. And it seems like I can't really just walk up there and go right over to the engine room or whatever, now can I? Or any of us or whatever. it's really a deep concerning thing, folks, and I really feel like Sora 2, it must be shut down. It must be, I don't know, restricted or banned. It's something here because I feel like the watermark isn't even really enough. Honestly, we need to go hard on this. We really need to put a stop to this. With AI stuff, it's gone too damn far, and it's at a point now to well, it's really starting to get very damn scary, and I do not want to live in a world where I'm just fed AI stuff, living with AI, whatever. I refuse to have that. It feels so disheartening and discouraging and everything. But yeah, I'm just rambling on and on anyway. But overall, it's just a very scary thing that I can't get off my head or whatever. Like I said, and when I'm trying to, also say AI is not all bad. Like I said, Gemini helped me with my stage one, my stage zero, excuse me, and is going to help me with stage one and two and all of that other stuff because Gemini is at least good for that, so thank you, Gemini, for that. And it can also help with other things. It is more easier to ask Gemini or an AI than actually looking something up, sadly. But, there are some good there are some good benefits with AI, but there's also the bad. And it's not necessarily the bad, but more so on the flaws. You gotta look at both sides of the coin here. You can't have a light without its shadow, and there can't be a shadow without light. It's two ways. It's night and day, There's no there is no, it's only good or only bad. There's only in between with both of them side by side. That kind of thing, whatever. But yeah, all's not lost. I am doing okay mentally, or at least to an extent I was before all of this shit here on YouTube. But yeah, I'm overall doing mainly okay, honestly, and everything. All is not lost. I'm still gonna be working on my stage one, which I'm super happy and excited on to showcase to you folks and everything. And hopefully I can get that done soon and everything. And yeah, life's overall good and everything, but it's just this AI stuff has really been eating away at me. And with how good it is and everything, it's just really making me a deer in headlights. Like legit, like it just I cannot let it go. But I'm gonna force myself to, honestly. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to give you folks this and really talk about it and really give out my thoughts on this Sora 2 and everything. Yeah, it banned Sora 2. I don't know what Sora 1 was like or whatever. And please, for God's sake, folks, do not release Sora 3 or whatever, or Sora 2.5. Like, we're good enough as it freaking is, okay? I know it's not going to really matter what I say because I'm small, whatever. But, like, please, for the love of God, just leave it as it is, okay, devs? Okay, you folks at the high corporations of $1 billion, whatever, please just leave this shit as it is. Okay? I do not want to start having to ask my grandma or tell my grandma to point out, no, this is actually AI, whatever, okay? I really don't want to live in a world with that shit, alright? Thank you all, folks, for so much for watching. I'll see you all sooner or later. And yeah, I got more videos coming this week and everything. I just wanted to get this off my chest and everything. Even now, ending it, it's still at the back of my mind. But it is what it is, I guess. We can't really do shit with it. All I can do is at least complain. But yeah, thank you folks for watching. I'll see you all sooner or later.